Everyone watches HGTV and sees exactly how beautiful houses can be, but really you need to pay attention to the market you're in. Hi everybody, this is Scott Kraft with Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. If you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead and make sure you follow our page. If you're watching it on YouTube, definitely subscribe to our channel. We're gonna be putting out a ton of videos like this to help educate you and help you get through your real estate endeavors. So today I'm gonna be talking to you about the 5 ways to turn $50,000 into $0 on your first deal. And quite honestly, it could even be worse than that. I've been working in this business for a long time. I've lost money on a fix and flip. Anyone who's been working in this business for longer than a year or two, I can almost guarantee you they've lost money on it. So I'm gonna tell you some of the mistakes that people make, especially as they're early on in their career, that cause them to not be successful. So the first problem is, and this one's really simple, is just underestimating your budget. So if you're expecting to go into a house, spend 30 or 40 grand to fix it up, and it ends up costing you double that, then that's pretty much all of your profit, maybe just eaten up right there. It's really easy to underestimate exactly how much you're gonna spend. Prices of supplies, materials are constantly changing, especially in this world we live in today. And if you don't have a very good understanding of exactly what it's gonna take to get that property into the condition you're trying to get it to get that after repair value you wanna sell it at, you might be in for a rough time. So number 2 is underestimating the length of time your project is gonna take you. While you own this property, you're gonna be paying interest, you're gonna be paying taxes and insurance, and you're subject to market volatility. So the quicker you're in, you're out, the better it is for you and the more profitable you're gonna be. There's a few different items that could really cause your time frame of your project to go on way longer than you expected. So the first right now is supply chain issues. I was working on a house myself just a few months ago, and we had a broken window that needed just a replacement pane. It took us 8 weeks to get that replacement pane installed in the house. Another issue is contractors. You're at their mercy. It's great if you have a good contractor who's going to show up when he says he's going to, but quite often they get hung up on other jobs and that pushes them back on yours, or maybe they're waiting for a specific trade to be done on another project they're working on before they can come finish you, and so something you're not even involved in ends up delaying you. Another item that could really slow you down is, if you find stuff that you weren't planning on having to fix. Classic example, you want to take down a wall to open up the kitchen into the living room, and all of a sudden you find this galvanized plumbing that is starting to crumble, and it's going to be an issue on inspection. Well, all of a sudden you got to call your plumber, but he's finishing up another job, and you got to wait for him before you can call the drywaller over to finish your property. But he's got another job lined up, and if he can't come to yours, then he's gonna go there. So it's a big old jumble of scheduling issues. Another one is, let's imagine you've got this house done, it's been on the market, it went under contract just like that, and 2 days before closing, all of a sudden your buyer lost their job, they can no longer afford the mortgage, they have to terminate, so you have to go back on the market, start that sales process all over again. And quite honestly, I've seen it where that can happen 3-4 times to people. And that's an additional, 2, 3, 4 months that you're waiting to get out of this project. Another way to lose money on your first deal is just by over improving it. Everyone watches HGTV and sees exactly how beautiful houses can be, but really you need to pay attention to the market you're in. Some neighborhoods just don't need slab granite countertops. They don't need top of the line travertine tile everywhere. When you're in a market that doesn't necessarily need top of the line, all the bells and whistles, everything redone, new windows, new siding, new everything, you just don't need to necessarily do it. And if you do, you're not gonna get that increase in value on the back end. So you're just gonna end up throwing good money at bad money. Number 4 is not protecting yourself from your contractor. Now, I don't want to give contractors a bad name, but there are some bad ones out there, and you really need to know how to protect yourself from them. So if you're working with a contractor that you haven't hired before, you don't have really good references on, if it's someone that you're sort of new to, absolutely be sure to get everything in writing. Anything you agree to, make sure you get it in writing. Make sure you have a date that he's supposed to be finished with his project, and just document everything. Another problem is a lot of contractors ask for money up front before they ever even start a job. My response to them is, well, why would I pay you for something you haven't even done for me yet? Quite often they say, well, I need to buy the materials. So my workaround on that is, okay, I understand you need to buy the materials. I tell you what, you call me when you're down at Home Depot and put the cashier on the phone. I'll pay for the windows over the phone. I'll pay for the paint. I'll pay for whatever supplies you need, but I'm paying it directly to the supplier. That way you know that if you're not just gonna give the contractor a few $1,000s and they're just gonna walk away. So number 5 is, you wanna make sure that your property is sufficiently insured. We all saw what happened with the Marshall fire. A lot of those homeowners were underinsured. So what that means is, while the cost to rebuild a house has gone up over the years, they haven't increased their insurance amount. So even though it costs this much to rebuild the house that was already there, they're only insured for up to here. So they have to make up this difference on their own. And if you're doing that on a short-term fix and flip, that's a really surefire way to lose money in case some sort of tragedy like the Marshall fire happens to you. So that's 5 ways to turn $50,000 into $0 on your first deal. And like I said, it could honestly be worse. And if you have any questions about this, you have any other questions about how to make sure you don't lose money on real estate, we're always here to try and help you. Look us up, pinefinancialgroup.com, find us on YouTube or Facebook, and we're here to help you out.